with the Namasa project, we knew we wanted to get her house. Why? Simply because we just wanted to make a difference in her life. We couldn't wait to see that smile on her face and her family's face when we gave them the keys to their house. That was our driving force. We had to raise $8,000 in a matter of 4 months. So we knew we had to track our progress, really. And that informed our everyday actions. And I think when you're clear about that vision, it guides, it's like an internal GPS. It takes you day to day, guides your decisions, guides your actions. And it doesn't matter whether it's a career, and that's why we have the PRRs. Because once you have your goals, it guides your actions every day to make sure that you're in line with what you're doing. And the next part is, once we were clear about the vision, we had to, the vision informed our goals. Now, there's a major difference between having a wish and having a goal. The wish in that example would have been, I wish to get this woman a house. That would have been a wish. But the thing that I've learned about wishes is we never materialize them. Never. We have to be clear as to what we want to put in place to make a reality. And the other important thing is to have them written down. Because every time you see it, when you write it, it creates clarity as you're writing it. But every time you see it and read it, it reminds you of what you set out to do. So, and I just wanted to share a few examples. When someone says, I want to exercise more often, it's just that I want to exercise more often. More often means very different things to very many people. To me, it means exercising every day. To the next person, it can mean once a week. So what does it mean? So when we write it down in the sense that I will exercise 30 minutes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, starting on the 2nd of June, then you know exactly what you're going to do. And after that, you can measure what it is that you said you were going to do. So it's very specific, it's measurable, and it's time-bound. Another example, I won't go through all of them, but the other one that
you can focus on the last one.
Exactly. I want to be more active with WiN-IAEA. To Eva, it means something every day. To me, it means once a month. No, I'm just kidding. So what is it that you mean by being more active with WiN-IAEA? Is it attending one event every month? Is it being involved with the executive committee? Is it volunteering for workshops like this? What is it, and what does it look like? Because, again, when we're clear about what exactly we set out to do, we can do it, and we can measure. And when we're not meeting what we said we're going to do, then we can come back and, recalibrate and see where to go. Goals are our internal GPSs. They direct our actions. They take us where we need to go every day. And when you have a good why, it's a no-brainer. It just falls into place. So the next part was taking action. We can set all these beautiful goals. If we do not take action, it's not going to happen. It's still a wish. And for anybody in this room, we're all achievers by the fact that we work here or are involved with WiN-IAEA, we're achievers. So I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not. But when we take action every day, we've managed to chunk it down to small units that are manageable. And an example that I'd like to give is, if you say I want to save $1,200, I guess it's euros, by the 31st of December, and today is the 1st of January, if you decide to put away 100 euros every month from your paycheck, it's so much easier to accomplish than come December, when you're shopping for Christmas, when you're traveling home for holiday, to take off $1,200 from your paycheck. So when you take small actions every day to move you closer to that which you say you're going to do, it makes it so much easier. And how do you do that? By always looking back on the goals that you set. So you check your goals, and then you take action. And sometimes some goals cannot be acted on every day. Sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's monthly. But when you look at them and you decide your timeline, it helps you decide when can I do what I need to do to make it happen. My rule is, if it's those daily ones that you need actions every day, do 5 things every day to make it happen. If it's I am going to work related. I'm going to prepare a monthly report for Project A. Then make sure you get the information in time, figure out who you need to talk to, and by the end of the month, you have all the information you need to prepare the report. So it's always taking action. And when I take it back to what we did with Namata, what we decided to do was, since we needed $8,000 in 4 months, we were all busy people, we decided to do something every 2 weeks. So it was either a fundraising workshop, talking about her story, yard sale, whatever it was. But the most important thing was we had to do something every 2 weeks. Now what that did for us is, there are some weeks when we didn't raise our target, we had room to react and make it happen, as opposed to waiting for one major event that would raise $8,000. And then the last part about it is commitment. And I like Michelangelo's quotation: if people knew how hard I had to work to gain my mastery, it wouldn't have been wonderful at all. I define commitment in 3 prongs. Commitment is really carefully deciding that which we want to do. So thinking about it and carefully informing your decision that this is what I want to do. And then the next step is, once you've decided this is exactly what I want to do everything humanly possible to make it happen. But life happens sometimes. Sometimes it's not possible to follow through with what we say we're going to do. When that happens, the last part of my definition of commitment is to go back and self-analyze, why is it that I wasn't able to do that? And then learn from that and do things differently. So commitment to me is carefully deciding what we're going to do, doing everything we can to do it, and if we don't, then we learn from it. And for anybody who's achieved success, we all know that failure is part of the process to success. Actually, failure is a good thing sometimes. Because I believe failure is the other part of our internal GPS. You want to go here, but really you should be here. So when you fail, you kind of recalibrate and start moving towards where you need to go. So it's the universe's way of guiding us to where we should be. So a few of the tips. This is a short presentation, so I just picked a few things that I see that really help people meet their commitments. The first one is daily planning. And some goals cannot be planned for daily, they need a month. But regular planning, looking at your goals on a daily basis and trying to figure out, what do I need to do today to make it happen by the end of the month? And it is a lot of work, but nothing good comes without too much work. It's also looking at the why, remembering when the going gets tough. Why did I start? Why did I want to do this to begin with? What made me want to do this to begin with? I can tell you there were days with Namata's project where we were just like, this is too much. No one, like, if we didn't do it, no one's going to ask us questions. So we had pictures of our family, and every time we look at them, we would remember, think about that smile of their family's face when we give them that house, and we just go. So it becomes easier. The other thing I can't emphasize enough is celebrating small successes. A lot of times you hear people, I lost 10 pounds in, I don't know, a month. And, but when they lose 1 pound, it's not a big deal. You don't talk about it. But it's remembering that those small successes lead you to the big ones. It's not, you never go to one, unless the goal is so small that you can achieve it in one go. Usually, it's incremental, and that's what keeps us motivated when you say, oh my God, I lost 1 pound this week, so I can do it. And celebrating it in your own way. It keeps you going. The other way of doing it is hiring a professional coach. But if you don't want to hire a professional coach, even having an accountability partner, that person you trust and love who will remind you, you said you were going to do this. And what's happening today, you didn't do it. Sometimes you were with the boss. This is just that. I would like to engage everyone in an exercise. If we're going to say, and everyone stand up with the upper part of your body. And just watch me for just 1 second. You're just going to do this. And just keep this straight ahead and just twist. And just twist as far as you can go. Power of vision. And when we're talking about which we're thinking about, but also the power of action and commitment. So anytime we are in that position where we're thinking, I can't go any further, I can't do this, I hope that exercise comes back to mind, because our limits are only set in our own minds, and sometimes when we're so clear, we can go an inch or two further than we thought we could. When we thought we couldn't go any further, we can go in an inch or two. I just want, the last part of this is just to go back to this earth and this, because I am a believer in the universe, so you bear with me here. But Roosevelt said, to those whom much has been given, much is expected. We are all here with WiN-IAEA, and we're women who have gotten education to varying levels, so we've gotten that basic education. And my belief is that because of that, much has been given to us. Because I don't think anybody in this room had to convince their parents to take them to school, or their government to allow them education. So on a few weeks back, I was watching a movie called a CNN documentary called Girls Rising, and they talk about a girl called Suma from Nepal. And this girl, at the age of 6, simply because she was a girl, was sent for bonded labor. And between the ages, while her brothers went to school, between the ages of 6 and 11, Suma went through 3 masters. And her role was to take care of other children, fetch water, raise the goats, clean the house, do all the things that a lot of us don't think about at the age of 6 or between 6 and 11. When she got to her 3rd master at the age of 11, she met a school teacher who convinced the schoolmaster to take her to school, put her in night school. This was a school teacher. And she says that experience changed her life. She got to learn how to read and write. But because of that education, she learned that it is illegal to have bonded labor in Nepal. With the help of her schoolmaster, school teacher, Suma went and advocated for herself, and she got released from the slavery that she'd experienced all her life. From that day on, Suma has devoted her life to freeing other girls from bonded labor, but she's also done what she can to make sure they get an education, just like she did, because she believes that's empowerment. And because of that, I asked myself, what can I do? So the example of the goal that I'm working on right now, and this is my goal, is to create science camps for girls in Uganda. It falls right into WiN, the WiN mission, getting more girls into science. And the reason why I want to do this is I think if we motivate girls to pursue science, technology, engineering, and math careers, then we can empower them. But we don't only empower them, we empower generations to come, because now these girls can decide how many kids they want. These girls can decide when they want to get married. These girls, education gives you so much power. And I want to have taken 100 girls through this program by 2020. And my success really is that at least 80% of them end up in STEM careers. So I want to put this out to you that the one true goal that we all have that connects us as human beings is really to fulfill the highest and most truthful expression of ourselves. That is really the one true goal we have in everything we do, whether it's at work, in our life, on the streets. So with that in mind, my prayer for everyone is that that should be our driving force, that excellence and being 100% in what we do is the true and key goal in making us who we are as humans. Thank you very much.
What to keep?
In a few steps to that. The first one is, so you know why you want to do something. And there is, most of the time I hope that people, when they tell you, you know, that's stupid, they give you a reason. So that reason guides you. And sometimes, really, it's a blessing in disguise that people criticize your vision because they make it better. So if someone says, you know, don't do that because you won't be able to raise that much money, then you know that this is a challenge to do. So how do I make it happen? You won't be credible. People won't believe you. It's always a continuous improvement thing. But when you know your reason and you're clear about your vision, we are all designed differently, and we all have different visions. And some visions do not appeal to other people. That doesn't mean it's not a vision. But so it is always being able to stand in your truth and being able to say that I take in all the criticism to make me better. And if really someone has said something that is, what's it called? Someone has said something that touches a chord, then you say, okay, I need to redirect. I need to shift because I appreciate what they said, and their input is going to make my vision better. But I don't, and again, I've searched a lot of successful people. It's hard to find people who are successful who everybody said, go, this is it, that's a good idea, just go. It's really hard. So it's always being able to remember what it is and what you're doing, that clarity. Because our criticism is what makes us better, is what makes your vision or your idea fulfilled. We're not supposed to be trying to please everyone. We're supposed to be trying to stand in our truth.
Which is the point at which one criticism might be able to absolutely kill you.
If you were not very clear about that which you wanted to do. If you were very clear about it and you had very good reasons for doing it, then if someone tells you something why you can't do it and invalidates your reasons for doing it, then you could drop it because you might want to say, I want to be the first male to go to Mars. And but your reason for doing it is really ego-based. I just want to be the first one there, and everybody knows that I'm the first one there, and I'm going to spend billions of dollars to do this. So someone can come in and say, you know, this is just an ego thing, and that could break down your vision, and that's okay because sometimes your reason is not strong enough to make it happen. Unless ego is the reason why you're doing it, which is also perfectly okay. Because sometimes what our conceited self drive us to do things, and it's perfectly okay.
I want to ask you about the emotions. I mean, the women put a lot of emotion in all the goal statements. How is that positive? Or, I mean, I guess it can be both ways, right? So how do you control it? What's emotional, what's reasonable, and what's just gut feeling?
Having a science background, that's a difficult one. But, because we're always thinking logical. But I think gut feelings are very important, especially for us women. They guide our decisions. Sometimes you just feel that this is not right or this is perfectly right, and you just feel it. You can't put a finger to it. And being aware of that and asking yourself, analyzing yourself, asking, is this being paranoid or is this really the universe directing me to where I need to be? And you get answers. I do a lot of quiet time, so I sit and meditate. And a lot of times I get answers because then I get clarity within me. And when it's a gut feeling, it's usually true. When it's just paranoia, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But when it's gut feeling, I always turn back and say, I did not listen to that small voice. Always. So, yeah. I think our instincts as women are very powerful.
about gut feeling. Do you have a way of capturing? Because sometimes you get this in a split second, and then it goes.
Right.
Immediately.
Yes.
Yeah.
And carry, but
sometimes it just
not moves everywhere. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's those ideas where 5 years later you look back and you say, that's why I thought about that. It fits right in. You're right.
We have a little diary.
Yeah, yeah. And even if it's a notebook, at the end of the day, just look at them and capture them somewhere. We have IT now, Google Drive, documents. Yeah, but writing is very powerful and when you write and really capture what you were thinking at that time and why, sometimes later it makes sense, even if it doesn't make sense right at the time it comes to you. Yeah.
Not a question, just a comment. In relation to what you said about the what you do in failure, I think another good confidence, because I think commitment is also related to confidence. You have the confidence to go through what you said you would do. Is that how you react to failure kind of defines how successful you'll be in the next step. And I heard this from some other quote or somewhere around the internet somewhere, I suppose. But I think that's also a very powerful statement because you're deciding for yourself, are you going to just succumb to this failure or are you going to just get over it, move on, suck it up, and then try to make it better next time?
Yeah, that's a very good comment. Because we all have to remember that failure is part of the process. And I don't believe in failure the way we know failure. I think failure is a very good thing. When we're in it, it feels you feel like you're not going to get out of that pit. It feels difficult, but when you come out of it and you look back, you're always a better person for it. Because the only thing that we regret in life are the things we don't do. I forget who said that, but I think that is very true. So failure, we should not be afraid of it. Part of the process.
To try. You're brave. So how do you, what's your advice how to proceed? I mean, if somebody here would like to, set a goal and, one of your advices was to find someone to help you, guide you. And
I think there's a few things we can do. I'm always available. You can email me and you can meet after work hours. But even within ourselves, just finding those, if it's your partner, if it's your colleague, accountability partners that you can trust, because it's not enough to just say this is my accountability partner if you don't trust them, because they'll say things that will shake your foundation sometimes. And also mastermind groups, small groups of people who understand what you're trying to do and just brainstorming. And I think at work, we have meetings on different things that we're supposed to do, and I think that is the concept, because when we sit down and talk and challenge each other's ideas and help each other's ideas, we make our ideas better. I think that is the point behind why we have regular meetings, especially when we have projects or conferences that we need to meet. Our accountability partners are all over around us. Yeah. And I'm happy to be anyone's accountability partner or coach. I'm happy to do that too.
Yeah, I wanna point out that we as a WiN, we try to start a group of mentors and mentees, and we're getting there, but it's kind of slow going. So if anyone would like to volunteer, we're here. And what she said that it's a mastermind group. It's very important.
I think we are informally mentoring each other already, and I get to meet people all the time, and they ask me for advice, and I'm sure many of you are in a similar situation, and I think we should support each other wherever we can, and WiN as a network, we belong to this group, and just look at all the members we have, and if at any time you are interested in something a member, for example, in an area, another member is working in, you can just contact those people and talk to them. And if you want to change your career or to change the work you're doing, I mean, the world is open. That's how you started.
Yeah, it's very important to have a support group. And since we all coming from different countries and different cultures, being here in an international group, it's nice to know that you can fall on back on someone, and that's kind of like a support group. So, yeah, feel free, and hopefully we'll launch this group. And it's not easy, as we say, as you know, we all volunteers here. This is our lunchtime. We're giving our minutes and hours to arrange these things. So, yeah. So feel free to communicate. That's important. So, with that, I would like to any other comments?